What is up, guys, and welcome back to Rags to Riches 3, the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009, work way up through all the Codemasters games, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2017. We are currently here in the 2010 season. It's round 13. It is, of course, the Belgian Grand Prix. But before we get into today's episode, if you have missed any of the previous rounds, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right-hand corner of your screens. There will also be a link in the description down below if you guys do want to go catch up with the previous episodes. But also having a quick look at the standings before we get into today's episode in P6 at the moment, which isn't exactly the best of positions. Of course, that is a Lotus seat for F1 2011. We need to get P4 or above if we want to get Williams. P2 and above is a drive for Force India next season. The gap at the moment to Felipe Massa is quite a bit. It is now 20-something point, 30-something points. So it's a long way to Felipe Massa. There's a lot of points that we need to catch up, and we need to do it very quickly. It's actually 25 points. I've worked that out very quickly. It's 25 points to Felipe Massa. So that is one whole race win. We've got one whole race win that we need to catch up on Felipe Massa. Can we make a bit of a dent here today? Let's find out. Here we go then. One shot qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix. So we put up into fast mix. We go down in towards the source now. Of course, you want to say a pretty decent lap here today. Gets out in a good position in the qualifying session and see what we can do there in the race. We're aiming for at least top 12. If we can get top 12 here today, then that should set us up really nicely for the race tomorrow. Unfortunately, we can't really go flat out through El Rouge. Very tricky on this F1 2010 game. So a little bit difficult there, but let's see what we can do over the rest of the lap. Great, I've damaged my front wing here on the hot lap. That's not exactly the best of starts to the race weekend. Anyway, it started raining out on track as well, so that might be why we sort of lost the back end a little bit, and we're running a little bit wide through some of these corners because the rain is making there less grip out on track. It's definitely tricky now in towards a few of these corners because of the rain situation that's going on at the moment, running wide into quite a lot of corners. But let's see what we can do over the rest of the lap. Hopefully we can still get into a good position out of Stavelo, nice and tidy there. Now on the run down in towards Blanchimont. So let's see what we can do on this lap. It's looking very good, very positive at the moment, but we're not just done yet. We've got the bus stop chicane still left to go. And if we can get a good line through there, then possibly we could get into a top 12 position. Braking maybe a little bit too late into the first part. Let's not overshoot the second part either. Good exit off the corner, down towards the line. What is the lap time going to be good enough for here at the Belgian Grand Prix? P11. P11 at the moment. And I will take that. I will take that right now. As long as we can stay there, then that is a very decent lap here today. P11 at the end of the qualifying session. That is a fantastic result for us here today, beating the likes of Leuzzi, Michael Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello, Adrian Sutil, and Nico Hulkenberg, and even Vitaly Petrov in the Renault. So a very good qualifying session from ourselves. Kamui Kobayashi, not the best from him. He's down in P18, so not a great result there for him. Mark Webber, though, qualifies in pole position for today's race with Sebastian Vettel in second. Fernando Alonso qualified in third. Lewis Hamilton fourth. Felipe Massa, my rival, in fifth, with Jenson Button in 6th, Nico Rosberg 7th. Then it's Sebastian Buemi, who lines up P8 on the grid with Robert Kubica in 9th and Jaime Alguersuari in 10th. We are starting just outside the top 10, but the question is, what can we do from there? Let's find out as we head over to the race. It's race day here at the Belgian Grand Prix. We have Mark Webber, who lines up in pole position for today. My rival, Felipe Massa, he is in 5th with myself in 11th and my teammate Kamui Kobayashi all the way down at the back of the field in P19. But the question is, what can we do from P11? We've got 9 laps that await us here at the Belgian Grand Prix as the lights are coming on now. We got 5 red lights. It is lights out and away we go. We want to get a good start here today straight away. Putting up into Rich Mix. Move over to the right-hand side to try and get the inside line on all of these guys. They unfortunately do not give that to me, so I'm going to have to find a way through in the middle. Kubica runs it out wide, and unfortunately I've not gained any positions, but Timo Glock, what a start he has had here today on my right-hand side. On the run down in towards El Rouge. Going to watch out for these two guys ahead of me. Let's see what we can do on Nico Rosberg and Robert Kubica down the Kemmel Straight. Going to go to the right hand side on Nico Rosberg. If we can find that straight line speed on these guys, which unfortunately we cannot. Now we're having another second burst of the cherry up the inside, down in towards the Com And there we go. Job done, and moving up into P9 for the Belgian Grand Prix, right behind the Ferrari of Fernando Alonso. We have a little look around the outside, but unfortunately cannot make it through there. And that allows Robert Kubica to just have a tiny little look on us, but he's unable to go for the overtake. But he dives up the inside in towards Rivage. We've sort of got a little bit of understeer through that corner. That gives Nico, sorry, Nico? Who the hell was Nico? It's Robert Kubica, you fool. Robert Kubica, a bit of a chance to overtake us, but luckily for us, he cannot do that. So we're now trying to put some pressure on Fernando Alonso. That was a good line through Pouhon. Let's see if we can catch up to the Ferrari man. Here we go, right on the back of Fernando Alonso now, here at the Belgian Grand Prix, round the outside of this corner. Unfortunately, not able to get the grip there. Had a little bit of understeer, and you do not want to understeer through that corner, otherwise you're going to go straight into the barrier on the exit, but still following in the slipstream of the Ferrari. Round the outside through Blanchimont. I've gone off the circuit, going to have to give that position back to Fernando Alonso. That's annoying. We had the job done, but then unfortunately just threw it all away. It was very, very close between the two of us, but unfortunately just could not get the job done on Alonso, but still very much on his tail at the moment. Got a lot of drivers ahead of us battling so hard at the moment in today's race. The top three have sort of run away with it at the moment. We're going to have a little look up the inside of Alonso, nearly going into the side of Jaime Alguersuari, but just about managing to hold off from hitting the Toro Rosso. We've moved up into P8 now for the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do on Jaime Alguersuari, though. Hopefully we can go for the overtake very soon. Let's see what we can do down the Kemmel Straight. Following in the slipstream now of the Toro Rosso. Got Buemi ahead of him. Then it's Felipe Massa, and then I believe it is a McLaren as the Ferrari and the McLaren are going side by side at the moment. Let's see what we can do on Alguersuari. Maybe have a little look around the outside, then the inside, in towards this next corner. Can't quite do anything through there, but maybe have a look down in towards Rivage. We managed to close up quite a bit on Fernando Alonso through there, but once again, just not close enough at the moment. Gonna have to wait off till maybe about halfway around the lap. Oh, but they've gone very, very slowly out of the corner with no name. Job done on Alguersuari. Can we get the Toro Rosso duo down in towards Pouhon, braking so much later than Sebastian Buemi, and now right on the back of Felipe Massa. What is he going to do as we run a little bit wide on the exit of Pouhon? We're going to have a little look up the inside. Massa, oh my god, moving in the braking zone, you dickhead. He really wants to beat us here. So I was going to say the race win, but we're nowhere near getting the race win at the moment. But Felipe Massa really wants to beat me in the championship because he nearly just punted me off the road there. What on earth was he doing? Oh, having a little look on Felipe Massa around the outside into the bus stop. Chicane can't do anything into the second pass. We've actually run it wide myself as we've got drivers coming into the pits here on lap 2. It's not really too early to still go for the one-stop strategy in today's race, as of course we are coming into the pits on the next lap. Okay, some of those drivers may be going for that one-stop strategy. We're not quite sure that yet. They could be going for the two-stop strategy. We'll just have to wait and see. As my teammate Kamui Kobayashi also coming into the pits right now. We're coming into the pits on this lap, so we've just got to wait a little bit longer. But Massa has got a bit of a gap on us out of the source. Let's see if we can catch up to him. Oh my god, I'm a dick. I'm an absolute dick, but I've managed to sort of save it. Nobody hit me. Nobody hit me. Oh my god. Buemi and Alguersuari so close to going into the back of me, but I am an absolute dickhead. I ran it wide, out to Rivage, and unfortunately now I've lost the position. But what a move round the outside through Pouhon on Jaime Alguersuari to retake it. I've run it wide though. That's going to give Alguersuari a chance to come back on us down in towards this chicane. But we get the job done. We move back up into P5. Right, Sebastian Buemi, he is up next. What can we do on the Toro Rosso driver into the next couple of corners in towards Stavolo? Can't do anything through here. I don't think we're going to be able to have a look at a move around the outside through this next corner. No, we can't. But if we can follow in the slipstream, we might be able to go for an overtake down in towards Blanchimont, preferably into the first part, but I don't believe that's going to happen. If we do go for an overtake, it's possibly going to be into the second part around the outside. Oh my god! Both Toro Rossos around the outside of high-speed corners. What a maneuver both of those overtakes were. Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Anyway, into the pits we come. Don't hit the wall. Don't hit the wall. Okay, make sure we're slow for the line. Slam on the brakes. Put the pit limiter on, or whatever you call it, and we come into the box. Make sure we stop for the Sauber crew. We don't want to run anybody over this time around, which we don't. Right, quick pit stop. Come on, boys, don't get held up. Come on, come on, come on. 4.7 seconds. That's what we like to see. Absolutely perfect here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Whereabouts do we rejoin though? We need to come outside ahead of the drivers that we were battling with, which unfortunately hasn't happened. Everybody that pitted one lap earlier has got the undercut on us, and we've moved down into P15 at the moment. There are still drivers, though, yet to make pit stops, so we do have to take that into acknowledgement. and know that we will be improving on our position later on in the race. But for now, P15 is just not good enough, and we need to work our way back into the points. Okay, we've got more drivers coming into the pits at the moment here on lap 4 of the Belgian Grand Prix. So that's certainly going to move me back up into the points position. Let's see if we can go for the overtake on Nico Hulkenberg as well. Around the outside of Le Source. Can't quite do it there, but we will follow in the slipstream of the Williams driver. Might be able to have a go down in towards the Kemmel Straight. Hulkenberg, though, taking a very defensive line through a Rouge, having to lift off a little bit through there. Oh my god, Hulkenberg right in the way on the exit. So there was no chance that we could go for an overtake down this down the exit of El Rouge. But here we go, maybe up the inside, down in towards this next corner, in towards the Com. And job done on Nico Hulkenberg. We squeezed across the front of him. We've got the job done. And that is all that matters here today. Moving up into P8 for this Belgian Grand Prix. We've got a load of drivers just ahead of us battling it out. So hopefully we can catch up to those guys very, very soon. And then it's going to be a case of trying to hunt down Felipe Massa. As we've actually, I think we've got Jenson Button definitely ahead of us. And then is that a HRT? Yes, it is. Of Bruno Senna. I've barged into the back of Jenson Button. But I've got through at the end of the day in towards the inside of Pouhon. Now I'm going to go up the inside on Bruno Senna. Please don't overshoot the corner. Senna's come back at me around the outside. Now, can he hold it? Yes, he can. Bruno Senna really holding on to his position at the moment in towards Stavolo. Can he get the job done? No, he can't. There we go. Finally moving up into P6. Lucas de Grassi is up next. So he's still got to make a pit stop in today's race. So we're definitely going to be in P5 at the moment, but can we improve on that? Okay, Lucas de Grassi definitely into the pits now. So we're going to move up into P5 for the Belgian Grand Prix. There's Felipe Massa up ahead of me. So what is the gap now to the Ferrari man? So hopefully it's not too big. So there is still a chance for us to catch up to him. 7 seconds in 3 laps. It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. But Kamui Kobayashi has just come into the pits. Now he pitted on lap 2. So does that mean everybody else who pitted on lap 2 will be coming to the pits? I'm not too sure. Hopefully they do, because if they do, then we're going to be moving up a few more positions. Oh, we've got another driver into the pits at the moment. That's going to move us up into the top 4. It's Michael Schumacher into the pits here today, up into the top 4 now for the Belgian Grand Prix. Seeing whether we can catch up to Felipe Massa or not. I'm not too sure what the gap is. Okay, 7 seconds still. So I feel like, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to catch up to Felipe Massa in today's race unless anything drastic happens. Okay, here we go then. Final couple of corners now of this Belgian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, too far away to even think about battling with Felipe Massa. 11 seconds as Lewis Hamilton goes and wins today's race. Not good news for us because, again, he is another one of our championship rivals ahead of us at the moment. But it looks like we are going to hold off Michael Schumacher at the end of this race to finish in P4, which would be an incredible result if we can see it all the way through. We don't spin out on the final corner. We come down towards the line to take a fantastic 4th position at today's race. Back into a really solid position. We've had a couple of races where we've missed out on good results, like Britain, Germany, and Hungary. But back on form here at the Belgian Grand Prix. And of course, we are very, very happy with that. But it is Lewis Hamilton who wins today's race. Mark Webber is in 2nd with Felipe Massa 3rd. All those guys above me in the championship. So that's not very good that we could not catch up to those guys. But we did catch up to Sebastian Vettel. Myself was in 4th with Michael Schumacher just behind us in 5th. Fernando Alonso 6th and Sebastian Vettel in 7th. Nico Rosberg finishes in 8th with Vitaly Petrov 9th and Liuzzi getting the final championship point here today. Rubens Barrichello just missing out. Where was my teammate of Kobayashi? He was way down the field in P20 in today's race. Jenson Button down in 15th, so not a good day for the McLaren driver. Let's see how this affects us in the Drivers' Championship. We've moved above Jenson Button by 8 points now in the Championship. So in P5, unfortunately, losing ground to Massa, Hamilton and Webber. So those guys moving further away from us, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think 3 points Felipe Massa gained us here today. So now that is 28 points, the gap to Felipe Massa, with, I think, 5 races left to go. How many races left to go? There's 19 races overall. We've done 13, so we have got 6 races left to go in this season. So there is still every opportunity that we can catch up to Felipe Massa and Sebastian Vettel, and maybe even Lewis Hamilton. But Mark Webber looks like he is going to run away with this championship at the moment. Constructors' Championship now, and we are sitting comfortably in P5 ahead of Renault, but a little bit behind Mercedes. So hopefully in the next couple of races we can start to close up to the Mercedes crew and maybe push on for P4 in the Constructors' standings. But that's it for the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's head back to the menus. Okay then, no interviews after today's race, but it was a good race here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Slightly disappointed that I couldn't have done better. I feel like a podium was definitely on the cards here today. I feel like I could have got Felipe Massa at the end of the race. If I didn't have that spin, then maybe I could have got him before the pit stop phase or after the pit stop phase. Who would have known at the end of the day? But unfortunately, that just was not the case, and we did finish in P4. But it's still a solid result, and it keeps us in contention of getting P4 in the championship. We look at the standings one more time before we end today's episode. 28 points is now the gap between myself and Felipe Massa, with 6 races left to go. So there's still every opportunity to catch up to the Ferrari driver. I mean, there are a couple of races which we've got good chances of getting the race when. We just need to make sure we don't make any mistakes in those, and yeah, we actually get the result that we need. But that's it for the Belgian Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here for daily Formula 1 content. We've got Rags to Riches free, F1 2017 career mode, and a few more F1 related content coming to the channel by the second week of February. And as always, don't forget to leave a comment in the section below. I want to know your opinion about today's race. Do you feel like we had the chance of getting onto the podium here, say, if we did not have that spin? I want to know, and I would definitely have a look at those. But I'll see you guys next time at the Italian Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.